right? Okay. Uh, Welcome to Call of War, Goias, South America. Loud music and wickedly ill-positioned web camera. Oh, there we go. There we go. Technicalities. Well, as Aretha Franklin so rightly put it, I believe, I do believe day 30 Goyas might actually survive to see the end of this campaign. And this is actually the first time I feel kind of confident saying that. I don't know what happened, but Germany has kind of backed off from his relentless push, and up in the very frozen north of the west, Alaska, I don't see any enemy opposition, and Illinois is actually cautiously advancing across the Bering Strait into, I guess, Siberia, or is this this is Kamchatka Peninsula, jutting out here into the ocean, isn't it? I don't know what this part is called on the very eastern end of the Eurasian continent, but let's zoom in here. He's gonna take Uelen, and it has an airstrip. It's only 6 minutes until he's landed, and then not that far until he gets inland. And he has air support from over here. I built an airstrip in Nome and some forts, and now he's taken over it from Revolt. I have 11 hidden submarines here repairing from killing off Sumatra's, I think, 36 submarines or 35, I don't know. So it actually looks, I thought there was going to be a lot of pressure up in Alaska, because basically all I got up here are a couple of armored cars sitting around. Couldn't really tell you how many, maybe 10, and they're not really suited to terrain, but the distances are huge and they're fast, so it's a good unit, and I use them to obviously mop up Mexico. Look, Illinois has gotten for free a lot of former Mexican, Western USA and Canadian territories from Revolt. For me, right now, the main part was to secure the coast, and also, as you can see, I have mostly the towns. Well, he's setting up to grab the towns, I guess. Does he think that I'm gonna give him all of Western USA? I told him he could have Canada, and I think he got quite enough for doing nothing. We'll see. We'll talk a little bit about the points of the campaign at the end. I am still trying to kind of garrison vital like mountain provinces and provinces with resources in them, etc., and keep a hold of certain North American territories, but I definitely lost a lot of it. I don't know what happened, but this channel has gone crazy with the pick of music. Oh, this is better. Happy. And then we had that huge air naval to sea battle where I sent a lot of my naval bombers and took out the St. John's German fleet of, I don't know, 30, let's say 30 ships. Submarines, cruisers, destroyers. And now, after losing a couple of more units of all sorts, assaulting with a railroad gun, Illinois is securing St. John's. But he has already secured Greenland, and he is on his way to secure Reykjavik, Iceland. I keep a stack of submarines and one single infantry up here, just as a kind of reserve force, and if he goes inactive, I can keep on pushing. I don't have any shore bombardment, but you know, I am happy if he secures Greenland and St. John's, because that's kind of a barrier to his main holdings. So Germany has been pushed off. Yesterday I saw a single infantry landing in trying to get to Atlanta, but it's gone and I'm garrisoning here. So, well, my two cities here are empty because I'm I have to. I think Illinois was a little bit too quick to just rush in here and try to grab these provinces. He's seems to be. I've been generous, and he's a bit over-eager to secure my former key provinces. Who says I want to give him these provinces, which connects to my tank factory in Atlanta? He's not the one who killed off Mexico and Texas and fought for it and actually saved his ass with his submarines and naval bombers. So, Illinois, if you're watching this, you know, I am trying to secure a third place for you in this campaign, but it comes at the price of being, well, maybe fourth place. It comes at the price of being a loyal ally, and not an opportunistic one. That is a behavior that I might use myself, but I know the effects might be quite severe. Your ally might not dislike that you grab stuff from him and turn against you. I guess this is a good point because in actuality, if I'm correct, Illinois controls 400 points. I have almost 1400. That's 1800 points. Germany has 2300 points. That is a difference of 500 points. So if I would grab all Illinois points, I would only have to take down Germany only 250 points or so, which would be probably this part of Africa, I guess. So with the Illinois and this part of Africa in a week and a half, I could actually surpass Germany in points and win the campaign. And that is, you know, I would love to defeat Germany in this campaign, I'll be honest. He's not a nice guy. He doesn't play the game. Okay, so that is my one chance at victory right now. Obviously, also there is a chance that I could defeat him militarily decisively. He's 130 naval bombers. He's 63 atomic bombers, whereof they're now level 2. At least this one that I can see in Libya. They're not that great if I see them incoming, but it only gives me a brief window of a couple of minutes or seconds before they strike these towns. But I do believe these patrolling 10 stacks of rocket fighters takes out naval nuclear bombers. So until he has developed nuclear rockets, my cities are fairly safe, and I'm not investing anymore in land troops. I don't have enough manpower for that. I'm not investing in forts in this area. They are not fully built. They're you know, I do have the iron, the metal, but I lack goods, and money is always scarce. So I don't want to invest in forts anymore. What I am investing in is cruisers, which don't cost goods, but they do cost money and manpower, and I want to increase my manpower and goods production because every resource on the market is expensive now, with actually metal being the cheapest one, and it's not something I don't need it that much. It serves me quite well that I invested so heavily into oil production. I never have a lack of oil, and I can actually use oil to trade for other resources, mainly metal and goods. But you cannot trade for manpower, so it's in the beginning of this campaign, I never thought I'd run out of manpower because I had, as far as I remember, almost 130,000 sitting in stock. Food is scarce, and I have a low production, and it's quite expensive, 6 money. So I need to increase my food production. Actually, it is even more expensive than goods, but my train of thought goes that first get the goods production up, so it's only 68,000. In 40 minutes I will see if I increase it with propaganda offices and new factories during the 24-hour cycle. I do not think the production updates during the day. I think it upgrades every 24-hour click cycle. So production wise, I'm going for goods first and a bit of manpower, and then once my goods production is up, I'll move over to food production because we have crossed the 500 unit threshold, and our reserve air force of 56 planes is actually getting a bit of health back, sitting in Medellin, which has 100%. Obviously, these 18 level 1 tank bombers are next to useless. They were to take out Mexican heavy tanks, remember? But my main air force in Cuyaba, my capital, has 30 naval bombers and repairing tactical bombers. So air-wise, I am very strong, I feel, and I need that to counter. Spain told me that he has 130 naval bombers, but remember those were level 1, so it's gonna take a while or a lot of gold to level them up and a lot of resources. And another good thing is, yesterday, or actually today, the newspaper told me that I have 684 ton production versus Germany's 912, and I calculated this is 75%. So from like half or even less, 40% of the production of Germany, we are actually up to 75% of Germany's production. So Goias has done an incredible job of closing the range in production while building their army up to over 500 high quality naval and air units. The army is not great at all. This is basically low level artillery, rocket batteries, and a few scattered infantry. It's not a great army. If he lands, he's the least I've seen are 55 level 5 motorized. They could wreak havoc. It all comes down to me being online, catching a glance of an invasion, and using my my air force to take him out before he lands a huge, fast, rapid motorized force. So I could still be sleeping and be basically knocked out. If he would grab, for example, this part of the coast and spread out 50, 60 motorized, there's probably not a way I could stop them all. He would grab so much territory, and I couldn't push him back. I don't have enough tactical bombers of high quality and strength enough to kind of bomb them to smithereens. So therefore, once my carriers are down, now in 40 seconds actually, I have decided to go for tactical bombers level 5. I would like to push them even further, but I will have to go for atomic bombs level 3 and then rockets level 4, so that I can go to nuclear rockets. I feel that a few nuclear rockets sitting off here, if I can catch a stack of motorized landings, like a 55 unit stack of motorized, and just nuke it to smithereens, good for me. So tactical bombers of high quality and nuclear rockets. That is the final nail in the coffin of Germany's attempts to take me out, I hope. But I do believe I'm up to maybe 100 submarines or something like that. So I have, okay, 103 is what I can double click. So I have Southern and Montevideo Squadron. I have one building up to 10 here outside these 4 cities here in the center of the coast. Then by the Horn of South Africa, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 40 submarines, because this is, I saw 22 times 10 cruisers. Germany seems to be learning that 10 stacks is quite efficient. So I'd like to keep a lot of submarines under fighter cover here. And then I'm slowly building up my my surface fleet with new cruisers that are coming out slowly. I have one closing the Caribbean South African Gap fleet here. It's already full, and I'd like another one, Miami Squadron here, and I do have one here at Panama. And Southern Santiago Squadron is only 2 submarines for now, but is Japan on its way? Japan on its way to invade South America? Is it gonna strike here? No, I don't think so. So, anyway, and then we have that last submarine squadron up at Alaska. We have no ships in Seattle area or San Francisco. No, sorry, Los Angeles area. So I'm a bit weak with naval powers on the western US coast. I do not think, I know Germany had some battleships down in New Zealand, And I know Japan has quite a powerful navy, or armed forces. I don't know what it consists of, but he seems to be a really bad player, Japan, and I'm just gonna not have a lot of forces around here. Uh, we have 42 Illinois air units sitting here since a couple of days. Okay, so tactical bombers it is. I saved up resources so I can research them. There we go. 1 day, 10 hours. Okay, that's a slow, boring, delicate bossa nova song. Let's skip that. Alright, 15 minutes of fame for South America. What else are we talking about? Oh yeah, okay, my secret plan. You wanna hear it? Are you ready? Are you sitting down? So, let's watch the production. As you can see, I'm still finishing off a lot of submarines. Guess I have some rocket fighters finishing off, a few naval bombers. But mainly I'm building a lot of cruisers. Alright, and what do I plan to do with all these cruisers? This is a weird song. I want to concentrate my surface fleet here up around the Caribbean and do not use them as a defensive force around here. Obviously, I would like to spread in some cruisers with my submarine squadrons to give them more air power and more hit points, but I'm not there yet. I'm still pushing out my first. I'm taking home my old cruiser squadron from Alaska, which I sent up there in desperation when Germany landed, and I have upgraded them to level 6. So I want to build up a carrier cruiser force in the Caribbean, so that I have an offensive carrier force that I can use for my sneaky European landing, Lisboa and Bahia. It's the only living province of Bolivia, and he's sitting there. Last I scouted, he had 5 level 1 infantry, and he probably is not building a lot with 780 fuel production. If I could gain a local air superiority here for a couple of hours with a couple of, let's say 5 carriers or so, with 8 airplanes on the meet, that's 40 airplanes. Let's say 15 naval bombers, 15 fighters, and 10 tactical bombers. 10 tactical bombers is 1 full stack to take out any ground opposition here. You know, remember, Spain won't intervene, and obviously I'm gonna feed those provinces to Spain later to kind of foment discontent between Germany and Spain. Spain doesn't like Germany already. He's actually feeding me information, and I'm not sure if he's trading with me. And then land a few land units here just to grab these provinces. I'd say 1 or 2 infantry and 2, 3, 4 anti-air, just in case Germany manages to send his mega stack of dive bombers, which is 135. The highest amount of dive bombers I've seen is the 135. They could quite quickly kill any, but all I want to do is just take those 2 provinces for 1 minute. If Germany takes them, I don't care so much. If I can give Lisboa to Spain, great. I was thinking, could I transform this into a European Gibraltar and keep it, build forts, etc. in it? No way, no way. I could never ever hold on to it. But I would like to kick out Bolivia from the campaign, because I do think that if you lose your last land province, you are out of the match. I cannot see Mexico any longer in the list of nations, and I kind of forgot to keep 1 single Mexican province. I gave him a semi-promise that I would, because he gave me a lot of resources before leaving. Now Mexico is gone, and he doesn't have any provinces, so I surmise that I could take and I don't know if it's a bad thing to be in multiple wars. It would give me 1 less war to worry about. And potentially he could come back and grab his cores, and it's just and it's also a psychological strike to the, I'll call them the Axis. Maybe it could convince Ethiopia that Germany is not as powerful, and maybe if the reason I kind of don't want to go into Africa is because I would always have to worry about why would Ethiopia forgive me for backstabbing him and taking South Africa out to evacuate my 40 unit army. And I'm really happy I did. I don't regret it. He was definitely cooperating with Germany, so I did what I had to do, kind of a Churchillian move. But maybe I could convince Egypt to become active, or everything, every little small little tiny nail in the coffin of Germany that helps. So here we go. In let's say if I have to build, I'm gonna build a couple of more carriers. I have 3, so let's say I build 3 more, 2 for my navy and 1 in reserve. So I have 6 carriers, 1 in reserve and 5 in the front unit, something like that. I need to split them up in quite small fleets because he could hit them with nuclear bombers, right? I do not know how many cruisers I would need to protect a carrier from an incoming nuclear bomber level 2 and have the anti-air kill it before it kills the stack. I don't even know if the anti-air fires on the nuclear bomber. I do think it would. I do not know if nuclear bombers can hit a moving fleet. I would guess so, yes. I don't think a nuclear rocket, though, would hit a moving fleet. Anyway, I don't know the game well enough, so I guess I will hide the... I want to hide the carriers in small forces behind the submarine screen, along with cruisers, and I want to use maximum range, which might actually be long. My air units might actually have longer range than his 850 nuclear bomber range. I think so. Let's check. Let's check a naval bomber. Well, actually, it would be, yeah. And the naval bomber has 600. Okay, so no. But how about a level? I could have maybe level 5 tactical bombers at that time. They have shorter range than the nuclear bombers. So I would always be at risk having 63 nuclear bombers coming from Africa. The way Germany plays, I think they're all in one province. Maybe he has to spread them out a bit, but I could very well be nuclear bombed when I attempt this. It's a risk. So it has to be an expendable fleet, and it has to be nuclear proof as much as possible. And I do have the range disadvantage compared to the nuclear bombers, unfortunately. Right? So, yeah, let's say 1 day to build the carriers, and 1 day to sail them up here. 1 day maybe to sail up and set up the strike. And then when everything's ready, maybe 1 day to execute it. So in 3 or 4 days, I hope to strike Lisboa. Hopefully earlier, but I have saved a few. Yeah, I can hear you. Thank you. Yes, I know. Okay, so I'm considering upgrading a few naval bases to build to level 5, just to build whatever ships I want super fast. But on the other hand, my resources and manpower limits me. I really don't need faster production capabilities of anything, air, navy, army, because that is not the bottleneck. It is manpower and goods, remember? So no, I'm not wasting resources unless it's maximum efficiency. The first carrier is gonna take only 9 hours, so it's quite fast because, yeah, okay, so 9 hours to build. I guess it really doesn't matter how much in a level 3 Rio de Janeiro, that's fine. It takes only, 17 hours? Okay, I might reconsider and upgrading this to a level 4 airbase, Rio de Janeiro, just to get it out a couple of hours earlier. So that's, I have 3 on the board, so that's 5. And this is 6 carriers. And you know what? Let's have 7, just because. And now, how much would it cost to upgrade? I do have some money sitting in the bank, so if I would go, the naval base would take 1 day to upgrade, and I just think I have to wait 17 hours to get the carriers out. It's fine. Let's not be greedy. So We now have our carrier level 4 production on the way, and they can take, I think, 8 units each. Right. I I'm not going to upgrade to level 5 because those 1 days and 14 hours of research time, I cannot afford it for a unit that I'll only have like 8 units of. I would like to have the 79 speed because obviously the level 4 is gonna be the slowest unit in my navy stack with 73, and any German submarine is gonna outrun me, any German cruiser is gonna outrun me. His battleships is probably about the same speed. Even his level 1 naval bomber is gonna outrun me. So it's not bad level 4 carriers, but they are slower than I like. But I really cannot afford to dither and focus on a low amount unit like carriers. So hey, 79 move speed, that's what I got. I will be moving mostly out of sight. It's only when I maybe have to retreat there. I could even declare war on Spain and grab Ponta Delgada. That would be the Azores, right? This must be the Azores Islands. Why is it called Ponta Delgada? Puente, isn't that bridge in Spanish and Portuguese? And Delgada I know is thin, skinny. So the skinny bridge. Well, maybe that's the capital of the Azores. More than I know. It's a Portuguese. Yeah, it's a Portuguese core. I could declare war on Spain and just write to him. This is not a hostile declaration of war. It's just a Churchillian move. I need to borrow your province. I hope you don't mind what you're gonna do. And grab it and have an unsinkable airfield here. It is... I wish you could measure the distance from one province to another. Is this nuclear bomber... I wish I had maps in Spain so I knew where they have airstrips. Airstrips take a couple of hours to build, 4 or 5 hours, and that could be all the difference I need to grab these provinces. Plans within plans within plans. 5-level dimension chess moves. We're playing the game of life and death. Alright, enough rambling, old man fool talk. Yeah. I did manage to yap for half an hour with my midday coffee, which always gets me a bit speedy and up to date with stuff. Anything else you want to know? Anything else? Write in the comments. I will be curious to see if I can get a handful of viewers and a handful of comments. It would be nice to have some comments from very experienced Call of War viewers, because actually I don't think there's a lot of Call of War YouTube material out there. I guess I should do another search before I say that, but oh, I did ask in help if commandos are invisible even as a convoy unit, but I do feel the help channel is very basic questions most of the time, and if you ask a kind of half advanced question like are commandos invisible, I barely get any answers on my questions here. It's hard to get the information here. Yeah, so I don't know, but it would be fun to research commandos and kind of use Libyan territories to hide in, and once I do whatever I'm doing, maybe, you know, my real invasion, you do distractions, and maybe even what I would like is to gain access. You know, I wish a province at the coast had revolted so I could get in with commandos from the coast and sit within Libyan territory and then strike out and maybe even find a huge unguarded air unit stack and just grab it. Like for example here. Now that's a Libyan unit. Oh, he has an air force. But you know what I'm saying? Commandos. But they can be spotted with fighters, they can be spotted with motorized, and that is the units Germany is fielding, and I can only get it up to level 2, and all his motorized and all his fighters are already above that level. So it's quite easy for him to spot. If he didn't have a single motorized, he would have to use fighters to spot the commandos. But I feel since Germany's main units, and they're probably all sitting here ready to invade, researching, building, and sending in commandos, it's alluring. It's something I'd like to do, but maybe it's not the best investment of my resources compared to ultra modern tactical bombers that could actually wipe out any motorized that lands in South Africa. No, it's not a worthwhile investment. But you know, there are more than 4 or 5 days left of the map, and maybe in the future I'll invest 20 hours in level 1 commandos. Just to have invisible units. But could I send him into the Mediterranean and have them invisible? You know, he will have submarines sitting here, otherwise he's just crazy. I could even send them around the Horn of Africa, since I'm now actually at peace with Ethiopia, and land in Saudi Arabia, or, you know, somewhere. I could build up a new, small naval force, maybe 1 carrier, 2 carriers, send over to New Zealand. New South Wales is now inactive, but he has gone inactive before. Was it Sumatra? Well, one of these stupid little Pacific nations went inactive. But apparently you can come back. I thought that once you went inactive and the dot down here was active player was red, you couldn't come back into these free-for-all maps. I guess I was wrong. I could always try to take out New Zealand again, but I know they have like 27 land units. Why did New South Wales not take out the rest of New Zealand? Why did New Zealand not retake the... It's just, I don't understand how these guys play the game. They don't expand outside their cores, even though there are AI nations. There was an Ethiopian province in what's this? Western Australia. Now it's gone. So Ethiopia, at peace with the 3rd largest army in the game, isn't able to take out Western Australia. I don't understand. Iraq left like 100 units sitting out there. Did Iraqian units disappear when he exited the game? I don't know. It's weird. It's weird to me. But you know, these guys have just said, you're a threat to me. I'm gonna be at war with you. Germany is right. I'm gonna help Germany. No questions asked. And I kind of have the urge to show them, like, fine, I am a threat. I just sent out my ultra-modern secondary small minor fleet. I micromanaged the hell out of you, and I just took all your cores. There, I was the threat, wasn't I? You choose this. Stupid, stupid minor Pacific nation. Have at it. Anyway, that is maybe a luxury I can't afford, but a boy can always dream, right? What is a party, New Year's party at the castle, as Cinderella likes to say in the Swedish 3 o'clock Donald Duck, what's it called again? Disney. When I was a kid, we only had 1 hour of cartoons per year on television. This is true. I am from the Swedish socialist communist era of the 70s. So every Christmas Eve, every household in Sweden would sit down around the television at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and watch Donald Duck. That was the strongest Swedish Christmas tradition in Sweden. And one of the 5-minute clips in the stupid Donald Duck cartoon race, 1 hour, was Cinderella going to the ball and preparing her dress from the 1950s handmade cartoon movie, and all these mice were singing like la 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 la, we were gonna make the dress and everything, and she was sitting and cleaning out the fireplace and all sooty, and she's like, oh, what is a ball at the castle, because the evil stepdaughters were gonna go, obviously, and like, oh, it's probably very boring and the prince is probably very ugly, but it could also be fantastically wonderful. And people in Sweden still to this day sigh and say with teary eyes like, oh, what is a ball at the castle? That's a little Swedish cultural 70s 80s trivia for you there, boys and girls. And I do believe I ranted enough. So I hope you enjoyed this 35-minute Cold War Goias South American rant. How many of these far-flung plans are gonna see the light of day? We don't know. We will see. I am not giving up. I will fight tooth and nail to the last day of this campaign. Germany will not prevail if I have a say of it. Happy New Year if I don't see you until 2021, and hope you're all well out there, and see you in the next one. Bye for now.